Cool. Can Lisa borrow blocks?
Oh, yeah. By all means. Help yourself. Okay,
I think I'm live. All right. Well, welcome everybody. For those of you in the studio, is there anything you want to incorporate into class today, or anything I should avoid? Anything I should know about? In between the shoulders? Okay. We can do that. Add some cat cow and other stuff. All right. We'll probably add in some psoas work, because I know you like that too. All right. So to begin with, for those of you that are tuning in at home, welcome to class. Today all you need is a mat or a space to move around in, and if you've got them, 2 blocks. We are going to begin with a short meditation, so go ahead and find a position that your body is comfortable resting in for several minutes. If that's seated in a meditation position, that's great. If not, feel free to find something to lean against or recline back. Go ahead and allow your body to settle in. If you're comfortable doing so, I invite you to close your eyes or soften your gaze and direct it downward so that your focus may travel in. And begin by just noticing your breath. It might be that you notice the movement of air at the tip of your nose as you breathe in and out. And as you allow your attention to travel inward, you may also begin to notice the spaces that your breath moves through. As you continue to examine your breath, just begin to notice the quality of your breath. Are you breathing in a manner that shows you areas of tension or tightness? Or maybe it is that in focusing on your breath, you begin to notice spaces that you can ease or settle into for release or opening. If your mind is distracted away by thoughts or sounds, gently bring it back to focusing on the experience of your breath in your body. What quality do you notice in your breathing? It might be that there is a sense of smoothness or ease. Or you may notice that as you continue to breathe and observe the quality, that your inner body wisdom may be asking for more expansiveness, for a deeper breath. As you observe the quality of your breath, see if you can breathe in a manner that would foster the steadiness of a candle flame. That you are breathing in a way that nourishes your body with what it needs in this moment, but also in a way that fosters a sense of steadiness. If you picture this flame within, you might notice that as thoughts or sounds occur, the flame might waver a little. But in remaining connected to your breathing, you are able to return that flame to a spot of stillness. Notice what happens elsewhere in your body as you foster this stillness. And then slowly begin to deepen your breath. Inhaling down your spine into your low belly with full intentional exhales. Still fostering the stillness of that candle flame within. You might find that changing your breathing pattern challenges that inner stillness. And each time it's challenged, just gently return your focus back to nurturing that steadiness. As if that inner flame were able to burn brighter and stronger. Remaining connected to this visual of the way in which you are breathing your body, gently return into this space. Slowly open your eyes. If you're seated on a block, move it gently aside and come to a seated position, feeling both of your sit bones in contact with your mat. On your inhale, imagine your spine lengthening out the crown of your head. Exhale, allow your shoulders to sink down away from your ears. Good. Bring your left hand over to your right knee and your right hand to the floor behind you. Exhale into a twist, bringing your gaze over your right shoulder behind you. Allowing your inner body wisdom to guide you into the extent of this twist that is most nourishing for you this morning. There is no need to over-effort or force your body further. And on your exhale, return to center. Use your inhale to reset and lengthen your spine, and then exhale in the other direction, twisting around the other way. Bringing your body to a point within the twist that still allows you to breathe your body in a way that fosters that steadiness. Despite that the twist may challenge that steadiness, remain connected to your breath and notice the ways in which that might enable you to hold on to that stillness. And on your next exhale, turn back to center. Come forward into a tabletop pose on your hands and knees. And take a moment here to really explore the different angles at which you could hold your hands or position yourself to feel most supported. Oftentimes you might be cued to line the creases of your wrists up with the top of your mat. But take a moment to gently angle your hands out or in and notice if there are other ways you could hold yourself here that allow you to feel a little more solid in your foundation so that you can press your hands into your mat and feel the space between your shoulder blades get a little wider. We're not rounding our back into a cat pose just yet, just exploring the sensation between your shoulder blades here. And while you're on hands and knees, bring your right hand up and out to shoulder height. Begin with your palm facing the ground and just begin to rotate from your shoulder to change the direction your palm faces or your thumb points. And as you do so, notice the experience at the back of your shoulder blade. You'll notice that as you turn your thumb down and your palm back, your shoulder blade almost lifts off your back. And then as you turn your palm forward, you might notice the sensation that it slightly hugs the back of your rib cage. So once you find that sensation of a comfortable hug at the back of your back body, just hold that for a moment. Remember that felt experience. And then bring your right hand down and do the same exploration on your left side. Just notice the ways in which your shoulder blade will shift or move as you rotate your arm, finding that spot where you feel your shoulder blade comfortably hugs your back body. And then bring your left hand back down. From your table pose, as you inhale, your belly button will reach down towards your mat, your heart will shift forward, and your gaze will be forward, coming into a cow pose. Exhale, tuck your hips, round your back up towards the ceiling, and allow your neck to relax into a cat pose. Inhale, heart comes forward. Exhale, round your back. Allow your inner body wisdom to guide you between these two poses, following the rhythm of your breath. And as you transition between them, begin the movement at the base of your spine at your hips. One vertebrae at a time, rolling into and out of each pose. As you continue to allow your breath to guide you through these, become aware of the sensation along your spine, particularly between your shoulder blades, and how that might subtly change as you continue through. After your next cat pose, return to a neutral spine and then bring your hips back towards your heels, coming into a child's pose. Make any sort of adjustment to allow your body to feel supported and nourished in child's pose. I like to bring my knees a little wide toward either edge of the mat. You might also explore different hand or arm positions depending on what your body needs this morning. Feel your body release into the pose. If your mind has wandered away, drop back to the experience of breathing your body in a way that fosters that steadiness of the candle flame, that allows the candle flame to burn a little bit brighter and a little bit stronger. Take one or two more breaths here. On your next inhale, return up to your table pose. We're going to be using our blocks for this part. So bring your blocks underneath your hands in your table pose. You're going to begin with the one underneath your right hand on the medium setting. Your left hand will remain on the low setting, so you're creating an uneven stance in your hands here. Press your hands down into your blocks, and then when you're ready, we're going to do cat-cow again, but we're going to reverse the breathing pattern. So on your inhale, round your back up into cat pose. And then exhale, Draw your heart forward into cow pose. As you move through these, allow yourself to observe how having your hands unevenly placed changes the experience in your upper back between your shoulder blades. If there are points in your transition into and out of these two poses where your body asks you to pause and breathe into, honor that request, using the opportunity to investigate the sensation, to connect with the inner body wisdom that is giving you those messages. After your next exhale into cow pose, return to a neutral spine. Put both blocks on the low setting, and then exhale your hips back towards your heels, coming into child's pose. You can move the blocks, or you can use the blocks to allow your hands to hang over the far edge, giving your wrists the opportunity for a little stretch or restorative movement, and also creating the opportunity for your heart to open towards your mat just a little bit more. Observe the experience of your breath in your body. Notice any echo of movement. And how that echo and your breath interact with the steadiness of that flame within. On your next inhale, return up to your table pose. Positioning your blocks underneath your hands. We're going to reverse it this time. So the block underneath your left hand will come up to the medium setting. And when you're ready, begin your transition between cat and cow. Inhaling to round your back up towards the ceiling into cat pose. And using your full exhale to transition into cow pose. Good. And even though your gaze will naturally travel up as you come into cow pose, make sure the back of your neck is staying long and open, allowing for the full experience in your thoracic spine up into your neck. Moving in time with the rhythm of your breath in a manner that allows you to foster your inner steadiness so that that inner flame may burn in an undisturbed manner. Move through this one or two more times. And then when you're ready, after a cat pose, go ahead and return to child's pose once more. You may bring movement into your hands and wrists. You might use a block or the floor to rest your forehead upon, gently turning your head from side to side so as to allow the opportunity for that light pressure to help invite some release of tension. There is no right or wrong way to seek a restorative pose in yoga, so do not be afraid to listen to your inner body wisdom telling you what would feel most nourishing right now. Take 2 more breaths here. Full, intentional breathing that fosters a bright, strong, and steady flame. And then when you're ready, return to your table pose. Set your blocks aside for a moment. Resetting your table with your hands in contact with your mat. Tuck your toes under, and on an exhale, lift your hips up and back towards the point where the wall and the ceiling meet behind you, keeping your knees bent first, and really focusing on the lengthening of your spine, pressing your hands into your mat. Bring your attention into your shoulder blades and see if you can hold yourself here in a manner that brings in that experience of your shoulder blades hugging your back body. You might even explore what it might be like to glide your shoulder blades up and down your back, almost as if you were shrugging your shoulders in your downward dog. Noticing what the experience is, where they happen to settle back into hugging the outer back edges of your rib cage. Good. Exhale, settle into your downward dog. If you'd like to, you can begin to extend your knees out a little bit or walk your feet out, pressing one heel towards your mat and then the other. Just noticing the experience of your breath in your body in this inverted position. Noticing that positioning yourself like this once more offers another challenge to the steadiness of that inner flame. Move and breathe in a manner that fosters that. On your next exhale, walk or step your feet in towards your hands, coming into a forward fold. Allow yourself to remain in your forward fold here, feeling your feet press into your mat, releasing your neck and your shoulders. Noticing how gravity assists here in the lengthening of your spine. On an inhale, bring your hands to your shins, lengthen your spine into a half lift. When you reach the top of your half lift, feel your shoulder blades come into a position where they're hugging your back body. The back of your neck is long. And then exhale, roll back down into your forward fold. Following your breath, transition in and out of your half lift 2 or 3 more times, noticing the movement of your shoulder blades. Good. On your next exhale, return to your forward fold. And then inhale, sweep your arms wide, rise all the way up to an upward hands pose. Bringing your palms towards each other and exhaling your hands down to your heart. Allow your hands to rest at your side. Give your body a moment to adjust to this upright position. You may notice the echoes of your movement moving through your body. Take a moment here to reconnect with the experience of breathing your body in a manner that allows the candle flame to return to that spot of stillness. Bring some intention into your shoulders. Notice if you could relax them down and back a little more. Good. All right, if your eyes are closed, gently open them. Step to the front of your mat. Step your left leg back, coming into a high lunge here. So your left heel will be up off the ground. Your left leg is active. And then on your inhale, sweep your arms up, reaching, coming into a crescent lunge. To begin with, reach your fingertips up towards the sky, trying to keep length in your neck. And on your exhale, pull your elbows down, coming into a cactus, pressing your shoulder blades against your back body to lift your heart forward. Holding here and continuing to breathe in a manner that allows for some sense of stillness. And then exhale, bring your arms down and step it in. We're going to experiment with that on the other side. So step your right foot back. Find your lunge, your high lunge position here. Activate your right leg. Energy coming out your heel. Inhale, sweep your arms up, reach your fingertips towards the sky. Feel the lengthening here. And then exhale, pull your elbows down, lift your heart forward with your shoulder blades against your back body. Reconnect to your breath if you've wandered away. Breathing your body in a manner that fosters that steadiness of the flame. And exhale, release and step in. So we're going to add an element to that. So from your mountain pose, find the points, the top points of your hip bones. And I want you to exhale and engage your core in a manner that gives you the sense that you're pulling your hip points towards each other. But you're not changing the way you're holding your body. So what we're not doing, if you can see my back, is going like this. You're keeping that natural curve there, but you're engaging your core in a manner that gives you the sense your hip bones are pulling towards each other. This is challenging. This might be enough. Class is over. We've done enough. I make faces when I do this at home by myself. So if you're making faces, it's okay. You're partially hidden by your mask. So when we do this, what we're doing here is we're engaging abdominal muscles in a way that allows our psoas muscle to ungrip and release. And our psoas does a lot of things. Lisa's heard me say this over and over lately because she comes to all of my classes and it's a lot of work that we've done. But your psoas will help bring your knee up. It's a flexor, a hip flexor. But more than that, it is its own antagonist in that the bottom half of your psoas muscle is responsible for this kind of movement in your back. And the top half of your psoas muscle is responsible for the opposite movement. So it helps with posture, and oftentimes it takes over when we move and does more than it needs to, and this is where some of our lower back pain comes. So before we go back into our crescent lunge, I want you to pull your hip points towards each other, engage them there, and this is the focus through this movement. If that means you don't step back as far, that's totally fine. Keep your hip points pulling towards each other, and then step your left foot back, coming into a high lunge. This might also change the way or the places and spaces that you feel your high lunge in your body. As you continue to pull your hip points together, you might notice your front hip flexors more. So as you find your steadiness here, once you're ready, you can inhale, pull, or bring your arms up. Imagine your body lengthening out the tip of your fingers all the way down and out your left heel behind you. If this is enough of a challenge, you can stay here. If you want to explore movement and see how that challenges the steadiness of your inner candle flame, You can exhale, pull your elbows down, press your shoulder blades against your back body to open your heart forward. Good. Inhale, bring your arms back up. And if you'd like to, you can either remain here or exhale your right arm down to your side and reach your left fingertips up and over. Your hip points are still pulling towards each other here. That might mean you don't lean as far to the side. Good. Inhale, return up. Exhale, step in. Was that different when you focused on the sensation? Yeah? Do you feel crooked having done one side? I always feel crooked, so. All right, let's step our right foot back. Keeping your hip points pulled towards each other. If that means you need to reset and not step back as far, you can always do so. There's no rule that once we're in a pose, we have to stay until it's over. Not here, at least. This isn't Bikram. Good. Once you feel your stable support here, once you feel you can maintain that sensation of pulling your hip points towards each other, if you'd like to, inhale, float your arms up, reach towards the sky. Imagine you are lengthening out your fingertips all the way down and out your right heel behind you. If you'd like to, on your exhale, pull your elbows down, press your shoulder blades against your back body, lift your heart forward. Breathe into the experience. See if you can't maintain this pose in a manner that allows you to breathe steadiness into the candle flame. On your next inhale, bring your fingertips up. If you'd like to, exhale. Left arm comes down, right hand reaches up and over slightly. Keep maintaining the sense that you're pulling your hip points towards each other. Good. Inhale, back up. Exhale, step in. And shake it out. We're going to explore that sense of pulling your hip points towards each other a little bit more. Face or adjust your mat so that you can face the long edge of your mat. And take a wide stance. And you will want blocks for this, so make sure your blocks are within reach. So in your wide stance, take a moment, feel your feet press into your mat. All 5 toes, the edges of your feet. The arches of your feet will be lifting up because you're also creating energy in your legs. And then pull your hip points towards each other. If you need the reminder, you can put your hands on your hip points or position them on your belly. Just notice the experience here of maintaining that engagement. Reconnect to your breath. Breathe your body in a manner that allows for that inner steadiness. And then you're going to turn your right toes towards the short edge of your mat on your right side. Your left toes will angle slightly in the same direction. Extend your arms out and exhale into Warrior Two. Holding your Warrior Two here. Maintain that engagement. Pull your hip points towards each other. Allow your shoulder blades to glide down your back body and settle in as if they were hugging your rib cage. On your exhale, bring your right arm down to your right leg, coming into a side angle pose. Noticing the experience here. And then inhale, return to warrior two. Reach for your blocks, and you're going to set them about shoulder width apart on the tall setting on the inside of your right leg. So Sean, both of them will be on the inside of your leg. Other side, yep. Good. So from your warrior two, you're going to pull your hip points back towards each other, maintain that engagement, and then exhale, bring your hands down to your blocks. You're maintaining the engagement there. You're keeping your hip points pulling towards each other. Press the ball of your right foot into your mat. Lift your right heel up off your mat. And it's almost as if you're pressing your right knee out to the right side and then setting it back down. Good. You're going to press your right hand into your block and then lift your left hand up towards the sky, maintaining the sense that your hip points are pulling towards each other the whole time. You can also explore movement here of your left arm, the different ways in which you can enter side angle and what feels most nourishing to your body here, or supports the sense that you pull your hip points towards each other the most. Hold here, breathe into the pose. Reconnect with that sense of inner steadiness, even in the face of challenge. When you're ready, inhale, come all the way back up to warrior two. Lengthen your right leg out, turn both toes forward. Go ahead and reset here in the center. Did you notice a difference between the side angles? When we enter like this, and then when we engage our muscles in our core and enter like this? Maybe? You're like, I don't know, I'm just moving through it. That's okay too. You are not doing anything wrong if you don't feel what I feel. Turn your left toes towards the short edge on your left side. Angle your right toes. Sink into your warrior two. Good. On your exhale, bring your left arm down to your left leg. Come into a side angle pose. Notice the sensation in and around your low belly. How that might also affect the experience in your upper body of your side angle pose. And then on your inhale, return up to warrior two. And set your blocks up on the inside of your left leg, about shoulder width apart. Return to your warrior two. Pull your hip points towards each other here. Feel that engagement. Stay connected to it. And then when you're ready, exhale, bring your hands down to your blocks. Pressing your hands into your blocks. Lift your left heel up off the mat a little bit. Point your knee out towards the left just slightly. It won't be a noticeable movement. It's more that you are lengthening the muscles on the inner edge of your thigh, engaging the muscles on the outer edge. Set your heel down. Continuing to maintain the sense that your hip points are pulling towards each other. Inhale, enter into any version of side angle pose that feels accessible and nourishing to you. Explore movement here with your right arm. You may notice that it's different than the other side. There's no rule about being symmetrical, so approach this exploration with curiosity, releasing any ideas you have about how it might look or feel. Breathe into this pose in a manner that allows you to find an inner sense of steadiness, even in the face of the challenge. Maintaining the sense that your hip points are pulling towards each other. Inhale, return to warrior two. And lengthen your legs out. Point both toes forward. Bring your blocks in front of you. Feel your feet press once more into your mat. Inhale, bring your arms up, lengthen your spine out the crown of your head. Exhale, bring your arms wide as you hinge at your hips, coming into a forward fold. Bring your hands down to your blocks. You can choose to stay here with your hands directly under your shoulders, or you can walk your arms out in front of you, keeping your hips in line with your ankles, but allowing your spine to lengthen out away from your body. You can also explore what it might be like to bring your arms a little bit wider instead of straight out in front. What allows your shoulder blades to rest against your back body. Breathe with intention, down your spine into your low belly. Complete exhales. Allowing your breath to be the invitation into the experience of your body. On your next inhale, walk your blocks back so that they are directly under each shoulder. I'm going to set one of my blocks aside. You can use both of them if you like, but you're going to bring your blocks so that they're directly underneath your chest. Start with your left hand on your block, pressing into it. Feel your left shoulder hug your rib cage in your back body. And then as you inhale, bring your right arm up to shoulder height. Just as we did at the beginning of class, you can experiment with movement here until you find that position where your right shoulder blade hugs the back of your rib cage. Press your left hand into your block, and on your next inhale, rotate your upper body into a twist, reaching your right fingertips up towards the sky. By maintaining your left hand pressing into your block, you're allowing your body to hold here with strength. On your next exhale, come all the way back to center. Switch hands, so your right hand will come to the block that's directly below the center of your chest. Press your right hand into your block. Feel your right shoulder blade hug the back of your rib cage. And then inhale your left hand to shoulder height. Explore here for a moment. Find that positioning. And on your next inhale, rotate your upper body so that your left fingertips can reach up towards the sky. Breathing your body in a manner that allows you to remain connected to that inner steadiness, even in the face of challenge. On your exhale, come back to center. And for the next several breaths, as if your arms were a pendulum, you will inhale up into your twist and exhale back to center to switch sides. Follow the rhythm of your breath, maintaining the sense that your shoulder blades are gently pressing into your back body and moving and breathing in a manner that fosters an inner stillness despite the movement taking place. Good. Do that once or twice more to even out each side. And then return to center. Bring your hands to your hips. Inhale, rise all the way up. Take a moment here to just gently bend one knee and the other, bringing movement into your knees, your ankles. And then slowly step your feet together. Set your blocks aside for now. We will come back to them. Step to the front of your mat. Good. Inhale, sweep your arms wide. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Feel your shoulder blades, hug your back body. Exhale, fold forward. Press your hands to your mat and step or jump back to a plank. On your exhale, lower your body down to your mat, keeping your elbows close in at your sides. Good. Hold here for a moment, keeping your hands under your shoulders. And as you inhale, press your hands into your mat, roll your head, neck, and shoulders up slightly into a baby cobra. Just pressing the tops of your feet into your mat, not going any further than your body's ready to go. Exhale, roll down one vertebrae at a time. Good. Do this 2 or 3 more times in rhythm with your own breath. Inhaling to roll up. Exhaling to roll down. Maintaining your movement in time with your breath. Fostering that stillness even through movement. Good. On your next exhale, roll back down. You can stack your hands on top of each other to create a pillow for your forehead if you like. Take a moment here to rest. Feel your body let go of the tension and the engagement needed for the movement you just did. Notice how the compression on your belly of laying in this position also changes subtly the experience of your breath. And also explore how, despite that, you also may be able to continue to breathe in a manner that allows you to remain connected to stillness. Keeping your upper body where it is, engage the muscles in your abdominal area. Pull your hip points towards each other. And then as you inhale, lift the tops of your feet, your knees, and maybe even your thighs up off your mat. Exhale, roll down. Follow your breath, moving through this 3 more times. Lifting and lowering in time with your breath. It is a smooth movement that requires your focus and active engagement throughout your entire body. Good. As you next lower your feet down, we're going to add the upper and lower body, only if you are ready to. You can keep your hands under your shoulders as we did before, or you can bring your arms down at your sides. Pull your hip points towards each other. Maintain that engagement. Reach your fingertips down or hold your arms in a manner that allow your shoulder blades to rest against your rib cage. And as you inhale, roll up. Pause at the top of your inhale, and then exhale, roll down. Do this 2 or 3 more times, allowing the rhythm of your breath to guide you into and out of this pose. Noticing that while it may be work, the ways in which you're able to maintain that steadiness within, despite the challenge and despite the movement. Good. 1 more time. exhale, roll back down. Bring your hands back under your shoulders. On your inhale, come into a table pose so that you can transition back into a child's pose for a moment. In your child's pose, allow your breath to be an invitation to release any tension you might feel. Notice how as you continue to breathe, the echo of movement and work will continue to slowly ebb away as your inner body wisdom knows how to care for you and how to bring you back to that spot of equilibrium, of steadiness. That there may have been challenging work, but you are strong and capable and moved through it. When you are ready, on an inhale, come into a seated position. And I'm going to offer an option for Shavasana that is not just laying on the ground. It's a little more restorative and will also foster being able to relax your shoulder blades against your back body to open the front body up. So you will need both blocks for this. You'll come to a seated position on your mat with your feet flat on the floor. And one block is going to go on the low setting like this. And you're going to lay on top of it in a manner that lines the bottom edge of it up with the bottom tips of your shoulder blades. The other block will be in the medium setting to support underneath your head. So you'll come back, position the block as needed, just under your shoulder blades, fostering the sense that they are hugging your back body. Bring the other block on a medium setting under your head. You can hold your arms out away from your body at any angle that feels like a nourishing sense of opening, not a painful opening. Your feet can remain flat on the ground, or you can extend your legs out. You might also rest your knees against each other. Allow your body to melt around and onto the support that the block underneath your heart is providing. Follow your breath in and out of your body, noticing once more the experience of breathing your body. What spaces do you notice your breath in? Where might you feel the echoes of movement from your practice? If at any time you need to adjust yourself or you would prefer to take Shavasana directly on your mat, feel free to move your blocks. Bring your attention into the crown of your head. Release and relax the muscles in your forehead, around your eyes and your mouth, in your jaw. Relax the muscles in your throat, in your neck and your shoulders. Feeling your arms become maybe a little heavier. Release anything you're holding in your upper arms. your elbows, your forearms, relax your wrists and your hands. Release your fingers. Let go of anything you're holding in and around your heart, your lungs, your upper back, the spaces between your shoulder blades. Relax your belly, your lower back, release your hips, feeling your legs sink a little further into your mat. Relax the muscles in your thighs. Release your knees. Relax the muscles of your calves and your shins. Release anything you might be holding in your ankles, in the tops of your feet, in the bottoms of your feet and your toes. Feeling your body held and supported in this moment. If you would like to remain in Shavasana, feel free to do so as long as you need. If you're ready to begin coming out of it, take a moment first to just check back in with the experience of your breath in your body. What is the quality of breath? And are you able to remain connected to that inner sense of steadiness as you prepare to face the rest of your day? You can begin by adding small movement into your fingers and your toes, gently deepening your breath, And then when you're ready, rolling over onto one side, carefully removing the blocks and resting on your side for a moment. And we are able to focus on maintaining a steadiness in our asana practice. We're also giving ourselves the opportunity to remember and learn how to face challenges off of our mat in the rest of our lives that might challenge the presence of the candle flame. So as you begin to come out of your Shavasana, take a moment to recognize where that may exist within and how you might be able to bring that into the rest of your day. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes and come up into a seated position. You can take a moment here, holding your hands over your heart or holding your hands in prayer, whatever feels like an appropriate and nourishing way to end your practice today. Take a few deep breaths. Notice your heartbeat. Notice the echoes of movement in your body. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide this today. I hope you all have an amazing day. You're welcome.